Wait, let me grab it. My fault. All
right.
Perfect comedic timing.
Yo, Encore Pod, we back. I'm here with my guy Cruz.
And we back today with episode 2 of our shoot with DJ BLVD, one of the dopest DJs, dope content creator. If you want to hear his story, you can go back and check out the first episode. But today we're going to get a little bit deeper into the things that you talked about in the last episode. So how you feeling today, bro?
I'm good. I'm real excited for this. It's been a year, a little less than a year, but I'm real excited for this, man. Like I said, y'all progress over the last year, and it's been amazing. So it's an honor to be back on here. And we're gonna have a good talk, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yeah. So for the people that don't know you, who is DJ BLVD?
Oh man, I hate that question. So I'm a DJ, electronic music producer, digital marketer. I own 2 record labels. Oh my God, I own an agency, man. I hate saying I do it all because I feel like that doesn't really give you any sort of answer as to what somebody does.
Yes.
Yeah, you feel strongly about that too, right?
That is actually one of the things I wanted to ask you about. As somebody that does a lot of things, I wanted to ask you about how do you feel about people who say and they lead with, I do it all? I mean, you said right now that you don't like to, talk about everything necessarily, but how do you feel about that?
I think it's much more damaging than it is good because to me, if you tell somebody I do it all and you start rambling off what you do and they still don't have the answer as to what you do, that should be a red flag. Like, okay, I need to scale it back because you should be known for one thing and then you could have a subset of skills that people also associate with you. So if I am known as a DJ, but I also do photography, I'm still known as a DJ, but I'm getting better at photography and they may know me in certain circles as a photographer, but I'm still known as a DJ. So to answer your question to both your question, I identify as a DJ, I'm a producer. Outside of that, I also do digital marketing. I have an agency. I do consulting, all that. I help other artists around the Hudson Valley as well leverage their career, but I want to be known as a DJ. And I encourage other folks that, are any sort of creative discipline, just identify as one thing and then scale from there, but make your identity and your name known first.
Got you. And you use that, I'm sure, I mean, for a lot of people, their main skill should be the thing that gets them into the doors, I would say. And then once they're into the doors, they have a relationship, then you can start making those other sort of things known, is how I look at it, at least. You know what I mean?
Because I mean,
it depends.
I agree. You can't master one thing by trying to attack several things. Like you want to make sure you take time to maximize what you can out of something or one creative discipline, then go to something else.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure.
Exactly.
And for you are so entrepreneurial. Like besides being a DJ, you want to build these businesses around your career. So I wanted to ask you, where did that entrepreneurial mindset kind of come from?
My favorite color is green, man. I like money.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's definitely passion behind everything I do. When it comes to my work with nonprofits and just the creative scene in general, I'm a big environmentalist. I'm very big on climate action and things like that. So, oh my God, I was getting in a train of thought. I lost the question. Repeat the question real quick.
Yeah, just where did that entrepreneurial mindset come from? Because that's something that's hard for a lot of people to find. But I guess, you answered it.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think about it. My role models, my parents, they've always been hardworking. I mean, I don't want to work until I'm 45, 50.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I want to do all the hard work now. I want to set myself up for success in the future. So I'm just trying to work as hard as I can now. That's really it.
Yeah.
And I like a 9 to 5. I like that structure, but I don't want to work for somebody else.
Yeah.
So.
I definitely feel you.
Okay. So since our last interview, you've definitely made a lot of moves. Your content has gotten way better. Your content is looking clean as fuck.
Thank you.
Between the fitness shit, the mixes. Wait, for DJs, are they referred to as mixes?
Mixes. It's just
okay, cool.
Yeah.
How did you get your chops up making content to the point where your shit looks that professional?
Well, one, I invested in a better camera. That was, your iPhone's good enough, but something about having even the most basic DSLR camera it's night and day. You could do all of that, like I said, with an iPhone camera, but it takes a lot, or not a lot, but it takes more than average to get it out of that. So once I invested in that camera, ironically, I was staying in LA back in 2022. And the owner of this Airbnb that I was in, he owns several big ass marketing pages on Instagram, has built and sold several companies. Dude's a marketing guru. And I was telling him about me being a DJ, and he was like, yo, let me give you some advice. Like, if you help teach me how to DJ or whatever, I'll share what I know about marketing and like help you build a content strategy. So I taught him how to DJ a little bit while I was out there. And then, we started getting on calls weekly, and he was like, yo, here's a strategy I think you should do. Start throwing text on your videos, start doing lifestyle videos, step away from so much DJing and like really focusing on the DJ audience and branch out to where you can hit different audiences. You know what I mean? You do a lot of shit around music. People love music. You're a fitness dude. People love, like, being healthy is more important than ever now, especially coming out of the pandemic. But, more people are concerned with living that healthier lifestyle. I love cars. Like, I'm trying to post more about my cars, things that I like. So really humanizing my Instagram so people know it's not just a DJ. It's an actual person behind this thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then once I started humanizing it, it just became much easier. And now it's like routine.
Yeah. Does your content get you bookings and other opportunities?
Oh, yes. Like, so every post I make, I put anywhere between $30 to $100 in paid ads behind it.
Really?
So when I do that, usually I'm making a post based off like what audience I want to hit. So for instance, let's say I'm doing a post around a tech house mix. Tech house is very popular everywhere now, but it's really popular in Brazil. So I posted a tech house mix for Christmas, and I blasted that entire post to an audience all the way out in Brazil, different regions of Brazil, different parts of South of America. That shit netted me like 2K followers. I'm supposed to go to Brazil later this year and play. Like every post I do nets me at least like 3 to 5 strong leads and bookings in different areas. So like now this year, I'm really not focusing on New York anymore. Like I feel like I've accomplished everything I want to accomplish as a DJ here. So now I'm really building my LA fan base. Outside of LA, I'm starting to build my international fan base. I'm just trying to reach bigger stages.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that too. Like, how do you look at sort of expanding as a DJ? Because with expanding and playing in other markets come expenses. So, I don't know if how you look at that. I mean, because you're also an artist as well, of course. Like, besides DJing for other people, like you have your own music. So,
as far as the expenses, I don't like to talk too much on what I'm doing. But right now, I'm looking into purchasing more property in different areas and leveraging my business to do that. So now I have a base of operations in every hotspot. So currently I'm working towards purchasing property in LA that could not only, be used as my base of operations, but also if I want to use it as, a marketing hub for artists to come, like a studio, whatever the case may be. I'm really trying to focus on leveraging those properties and locations to help expand not only my agency, but help me as a DJ. If I travel places, I want to have a place to lay my head. I want to know that this is where we can house, like I said, any sort of operations or whatever. So, I mean, I'm trying to focus on building that foundation and sustaining that.
Yeah.
You want to just, it gets cold, eh?
Yeah.
Next studio soundproof.
Yeah. Nah, bro, that makes perfect sense. I've never even really thought of that because, most people we work at this level are just not at the financial place to sort of buy properties and then look at that as like not only a financial investment into properties, but also something you could leverage, like you say, and to sort of also being, that's another hub I could build where I could do shows and everything like that. So that makes perfect sense, bro.
Hey, I'm going to be honest, man. I know a lot of people not in that financial space, but you gotta use other people's money. Like, look, if the bank loan you $10 and you don't pay it back, that's your problem because they loaned you $10. If the bank loan you $100,000 and you don't pay them back, that's their problem because that's $100,000. They gonna want that money back. So I'm not saying to go into anything wild, get a loan without, having a foolproof business plan. You can scale this and actually work out, but you gotta play the game. Like it's too many people on IG. I'm not trying to give a get rich quick scheme, but you look on IG, you look at all these people driving G-Wagons, they got different properties, Airbnbs and everything. I'm not saying they all live in that real life every day, but it's a way to play the game. It's a way to use other people's money or bank's money and get what you want. And then,
God damn.
Next studio soundproof.
Look, it's a way to play the game.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, bro.
How did you learn to think like that?
How did I learn to think like that? I probably have to give that to my mother. She's always worked in the finance field. She's always like financial literacy has been a big thing for her. And you know, she of course instilled that in me. So just making sure that again, I don't want to work until I'm 40, 45. I saw her, she retired mad early. You know, she's getting ready to go into her whatever prime and relive. Like I was just out in California. She was also out there with me. You know what I mean? She was doing her own thing and living her life. Like that's how I want to be. I want to be able to just travel freely when I'm in my 50s, God willing, and just, you know, live my life. And I don't know. I don't see any way to get there without having that hunger. You know what I mean?
A million percent.
Agreed.
And I'm sure you've learned so many things from trial and error in your career, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there anything that you used to do in your career? I'll leave this very general that you feel like at this point, you know, not to do again or try again.
I think talking a lot about your moves before they're actually made is I don't know. I feel a different way about this because like I believe to a certain extent about manifestation, speaking things into existence or whatever.
Hell yeah.
But I believe in doing it for yourself, not posting it, not letting it be known, not sharing it with anybody. I think in certain circles maybe, but one thing I found works better for me is when I say less, I do more. And you know, I pray, you know, when I want things to happen, I pray, I'm like, yo, I really hope I get this. I put the pieces in line. I don't know. For me, it's like
I like that distinction you drew for yourself because when some people talk about manifestation, they feel like they have to tell everybody in the whole world, and they do it in a way that kind of comes off gross in a way that's not, you know, you're just saying it just to say it at a certain point. You're not doing it for yourself.
Put in they IG bios, I'm gonna be the hottest artist in the world.
Yeah,
shit
like that. Like putting that in your caption, I'm gonna be the new Drake. Like,
yeah,
it's like, okay, cool.
Like I think if you need to tell yourself or you need to do that, that's cool. But like, be wary that you can also block your blessings. Yeah. You know, speaking on your blessings can block it too. So I don't know. I think manifestation to an extent, you could put it out there, but you just got to be cautious because not everybody's in your corner. Not everybody that's following you, watching you, wants to see you do good.
Yes.
So you really got to watch what you do.
That's real.
Yeah.
Fire. All right. So, do you have any events, anything coming up that you're doing, that you're DJing?
Yeah, I got a lot of brunches in the city.
Okay.
Usually on Sundays. It's weird. So I work with a lot of hospitality groups now. So I'll do a lot of bars, a lot of specialty events. I got a pop up with this brand called 1920 next week. I got a couple Valentine's Day events around like the Hard Rock rooftop, in Midtown, some other places around Hell's Kitchen.
Stay busy.
So he's working.
Yeah.
He's the moral is he's working.
Hey.
There's something we had DJ Mikey Hex on. He's a DJ at Hot 97. Shout out to him. That interview is coming out in a few days. I asked him what gets him most of his bookings. His skill, his marketing, or his network. What would you say? Skill, I'm sorry, no, it was skill, image, network.
In that order.
No.
Or just
which
in
one
general?
is most
Skill,
important?
image, or network. I think, honestly, I think nowadays skill is not even a factor. I mean, I think it's a factor. Here's the thing. Your image and your network is going to get you in the door. Your skill and what value you bring is going to keep you in that room. You feel me? So my image, what people see on my IG, you know, what people, you know, what they say about me, who refers me, that's going to get me in that door. They're going to take a chance on me. They're going to pay whatever the case is. When I get to there, if I flop, if my set is trash, I'm not staying in that room. If after that experience, they like, I don't really mess with him, he was not as good as his image puts up, I'm not staying in that room. So I think skill, as far as first impression, skill's not gonna do nothing for you because there's plenty of amazing DJs out there that could beat, juggle, blend amazingly, do all the craziest thing in the world. But if a tree fall in the forest and nobody hears it, you know what I mean? Like you can do everything in the world, but if you're not marketing yourself or you're not really promoting your image the right way, you're not gonna get seen. Versus the dude that's got the image, the dude got the latest headphones, the craziest branding, chains and all that. He gonna get in that club. He may not be good, but he gonna get in that club before you. You feel me? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That definitely makes sense. Those doors, once those doors are open, you can present your material, and then if it's accepted or not, you only decide after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely makes sense. But is there anything that you did to sort of find your image or to find yourself as like a creator? Anything?
Facts. A lot of people
particular?
are lost with that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are lost.
Like, what
with
makes
that.
you unique? Like that question.
It's gonna be
It's a lot of things.
Semi bad advice. I feel like I found my real self, and I'm still continuing to do it by smoking weed.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were gonna say taking shrooms.
No, you know what? I'm a little scared to do that. A lot of
Really?
people have suggested I do that, but I'm a little scared. I'm not gonna hold you, and it's not because I'm.
We'll talk about that off camera.
Okay. We talk about that. Okay. I don't know. I feel like marijuana, above all its health benefits and whatever, I feel like it has allowed me to like be with myself and like really do some self introspection and think about who I am and who I want to be. And what it's really allowed me to do is think about that without the fact, like external factors, like what other people think about me, what I want other people to think about me. Like, I don't care about none of that, because at the end of the day, I go to sleep with myself. I wake up with myself. You feel me? I want to be proud of who I am, proud of what I'm done. If I die tomorrow, I want to be happy. I want to know that I lived the life I wanted to live according to what I wanted to do, not the expectations that anybody else put on me. Yes. I don't know. I think there's a huge problem out here today where people expect other people to live up to the expectations they put on them, other than accepting them for who they are and just, loving them from where you at. I don't know. Like,
yeah, definitely. On your way up, did you have to sort of cut certain people off in your life? Did that happen naturally? Like, was that a conscious thing? Like, yo, this person, I need to like really draw a line.
Oh yeah, I'm still doing that.
Yeah, still doing that a lot. Who are the people you keep around?
I keep around people that are genuine with their support and their care. And that seems very broad, but it's on a very micro scale. It's not a lot of people that genuinely support you and want to see you do good.
That's true.
Like, y'all are folks that genuinely support me, want to see me do good, and inversely, I want to support y'all. I want to see y'all grow. So y'all are good folks to keep around, not only for collaboration purpose, business purposes. As people, y'all are good friends to have around. To where if you need something, or if you need a favor, you have folks in the industry you could call upon, like, even if it's off the record of like some creative or industry shit. If you need something, these are good people that I'm not gonna ask them to loan me $3,000, but they might hold me down if I genuinely need something. So that's the people I try to keep close. And those people that, again, focus on the outside image, what they see on social media, the support is not genuine. They looking to get something out of it. Yeah, I don't want that, man.
You feel you see right through that?
I feel like you can. I'm a digital marketer. Like, our profession as a whole is just manipulation. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna be real. So like, I mean, I'm not saying I'm a manipulator. I'm not saying I'm a manipulator. I'm just saying.
That's what it's about. It's about understanding, if I do this, it'll get a certain reaction.
Yeah,
from
like
and that's a form of
like you put the certain blocks in places. If you do this, it's gonna move that person to do that, and in turn, it's gonna yield this result.
Yeah. Did you like? How did you get good at marketing for you?
I'll say experience. Yeah. I think my marketing degree probably did.
I was gonna ask you, did you study marketing? But I didn't want to make it seem like you had to have credibility. So that's why
I did. I went to school for marketing. I have a bachelor's in marketing, but honestly, that didn't really teach me shit. Yeah. I think it teaches you the institutional side of marketing and advertising, and it teaches you the basic terms you need to know, like the 4 Ps, general, audience awareness, targeting, shit like that. Yeah. But I think the real knowledge comes from experience and working in different situations across different industries, interning, really living what a marketing person does. Because as you go into this field and you work, whether it's in the creative industry or whatever other industries, you'll notice a lot of people don't have degrees. They have certifications, which are honestly much more powerful now. And a lot of people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, a lot of people in these high up places don't have any clue what they're talking about.
Yeah. So yeah, I can imagine. What do the certifications look like? Where do those come from? Like, you said they're more powerful, so why do you think that?
I mean, I think I think certifications are more powerful if you're doing something specialized within marketing. So let's say you want to get a job at a record label as an email marketer, and you are well versed in HubSpot, Salesforce, MailChimp. You know how to properly score leads. You know what I mean? Even if this is not from a creative standpoint, you know how to score leads. And you know, create criteria, or they do this, they do that. You know, they're ready for the sales team. They're ready to convert to a sale or a follower or whatever. I think there's so much power in having specialized marketing training rather than getting a overview of a digital marketing course. Like, that's so broad. There's so much to marketing. But if you are specialized in email marketing, if you're specialized in paid advertising, if you're specialized in social media marketing, like, how many jobs now are offering positions just to be a TikTok coordinator?
All of them.
Like it's crazy. Like being a social media coordinator or a TikTok influencer, brand partnerships, whatever, that's a job on its own now. So to me, and there's a million courses out here, like, that's the new cheat code of this generation. You want to get rich? Start a course. Start a course and just sell that.
Sheesh.
I agree.
That's very well said, bro. That makes a lot of sense. I was trying to picture in my head, like, how do the certifications really come into play? So that makes a lot of sense. How it's like, so like HubSpot will offer a certification, or will it be like a sort of external thing that'll teach you email marketing, or like, how did that work?
So with HubSpot specifically, HubSpot will offer a multitude of certifications. So I mean, there's like HubSpot inbound marketing. There's HubSpot sales. Like, there's different parts of the platform itself, but it really could be like you're all in one platform. But I mean, again, it depends on what you want to use it for. Like, I think above all, before you do these specialized trainings, you really need to just figure out what you want to use the platform for and what the platform is actually used for. You know, it don't make no sense for you to get a specialized marketing certification. You don't even know how to use the platform.
Yeah.
So
that makes definitely makes sense.
Yo, another thing that you would said earlier, that a lot of these people in these high up positions in marketing don't even know what they're talking about. Like, how is it possible that someone could get to such a high, powerful position when they really don't have the base knowledge? Is that just like politics?
I think it's a lot of company politics. It's a lot of tenure.
It's a lot of what?
That's a lot of tenure. Like, a lot of tenure, like, as far as like people, like, they may just work somewhere for a very long time.
Oh, okay.
And they may just like jump up the ranks.
Like, as things evolve, as the industry evolves, they've been in that position, and nobody's gonna demote them because they've been in this position. They've been head of marketing for however long, and they haven't, learned.
Yeah, and you got to think, a lot of these relationships run deep with these companies. So like, somebody at the top, they may have been working with their senior vice president since they was children. They may have been doing projects when they was kids, or they may have, found them when they was 20 years old, 25 years old, and they've been working together for 15 years. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, they may not be the most qualified, but if you know this is your dude that's going to hold you down, and he'll learn as he goes, and, he could at least hold his own.
Yeah.
And in a good organization that's properly run, your higher ups really should not be overly stressed as far as workload. They should be able to really focus on like bird's eye view strategy, really improve the operation of the organization, new business development, things like that. So a lot of the times these people really not doing all that much work. So, and I mean, I might catch flack for that, but that's what I've seen across a lot of the organizations. But again, a lot of the stronger organizations now, they're higher, like leadership is so stretched thin because they're trying to actually work to make good organizations, people that actually know what the hell they're talking about, people that have support higher up. The agency I consult for, like, they're very good at that. They really want to make sure that everybody's a subject matter expert. They know that line of communication is good up the ladder and things like that. So, yeah, man, it depends. I think it's relationships a lot of the time.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about, so you said the agency that you work for. So like, who do you work for? Like, how does it work for you in terms of finding? Because I know a lot of people, a lot of creators dabble or like make it a side thing. I don't know if it's a side thing for you, but like, how does it work for you being a consultant in that world? So
there's two sides to it. So I have my own agency, right?
Okay.
Which I'm the founder, chief of communications for, which like that's a separate thing. That I would consider a side thing until it's financially stable to, make it a real thing. On On the other side, I work for an agency by the name of Antenna, and this revolves around like climate action. So all my clients revolve around like let's say electric vehicles, utility scale solar, things like that. So I mean, was that the second part? What was the second part of your question?
I guess I was just understanding like how you structure your career in marketing, I guess, like how. Okay. Yeah. So who do you work for, I guess? And I also want to ask you, how do I work with you if I'm a creative? Like, what does it look like?
That was one of my questions.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're a creative, I mean, I wouldn't even think about this climate. That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother thing.
Okay. Yeah.
As far as my personal agency, I mean, like I said last time on our podcast, the first thing when somebody wants to work with me, I'm really personable. Just DM me, email me, call me. Like, I usually hate calls, but if somebody wants to work, just do something like that.
Yeah.
The IG FaceTimes are the craziest.
Don't do that.
Please don't.
Please don't do
that. Like, what the fuck is this?
You don't even know them. Like, yeah,
nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Yo, like, don't do that. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that. Oh my God, that's the fastest way to like, yo, who is this?
Yeah, hell no. What are some things that a creative should have in order before they approach you?
They should know, one, their audience.
Okay.
Like, I shouldn't have to help you find your audience. Like, ideally, you should have traction already. Like, I think what a lot of creatives get mixed up when they bring on anybody, whether it be an agency, a manager, a booking manager, whatever, I think they forget the purpose of everybody that's in your circle. It's like the biggest thing I've heard recently is like people come to me and they said, yo, can you help me find a manager? Can you manage me? And I'll be like, okay, why do you feel you need a manager? Or tell me what you're seeking this for.
Yeah.
And the answer I get all the time, not all the time, but the answer I get the most is that, oh, my manager last time, he wasn't really helping me get bookings and things like that. And I'm like, he was an artist manager? And they'd be like, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, an artist manager's job is not to get you bookings. That's a booking manager. An artist manager is to manage your career. So if you ain't got no bookings, if you ain't got no press opportunities, nothing like that, he ain't got nothing for you to manage.
Yeah.
So what is he gonna do? Don't fault them for not having anything to do. Now, if you need a booking manager to get you gigs, opportunities, and things like that, that's a completely different person. And for me, it's like, I don't even have a manager. I do everything myself, my opportunities, my gigs, my press, and all that. If I don't need one, you damn sure don't need one. So for me, it's like any person I'm working with, I'm like, just respectfully, take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, do you really need this? Because especially as a small business, entrepreneur, creator, whatever, you want to focus on minimizing your costs and maximizing what you can do to get the job done. You know what I mean? Because you're not trying to spend the most money.
The artists feel like they need the manager instead of seeing putting everything, all themselves out there, testing out the waters themselves and seeing like, this is a hole in my career that I can't fail. So let me bring in, I guess I feel like a mistake is seeing them as your manager instead of seeing them as a team member or somebody you're bringing onto your brand.
Artists don't believe that they can do the things that a manager does. It's a belief thing.
And you know what, man? I feel like with
not all artists, not to generalize.
Yeah.
Smart. I feel like with some things you don't seek out, they seek you out. If you need a manager, you don't ask for one. You don't say I'm looking for one.
Yeah.
Your homeboy who you went to school with should not be your manager. The dude,
in most cases,
that should not be your manager. The dude that you work with at Nike Outlet should not be your manager. Okay, and that's not trying to throw no shade to say they really shouldn't be able to do that, but don't
throw shade on Nike Outlet too. I fuck with Woodbury.
It's okay. Okay, let me run that back. They work anywhere else. Okay, all I'm saying is, I feel like when you really need a manager, they looking at you.
Yeah.
Because a manager gonna come to you and they gonna say, look, I've been watching you. I've been watching your career. I know the trajectory where you going. Here's how I think I can leverage X, Y, and Z. Here's my contact info. Let's get in touch. They're not gonna come with, I would love to be a manager. I think this could be great. Let's talk. They gonna tell you what they want to do. They gonna tell you where they can take you and what value they provide. Because they gonna be charging them big boy numbers.
Yeah.
So
I can imagine. And in the last episode, you mentioned that you were working with a publicist. We didn't really talk about that too much. Wait, should I not go down this route?
I mean, you could. I mean, that shit
okay,
is
Yeah, so I was gonna ask you, what about a publicist? When do you think somebody should bring a publicist onto their team, and what value does a publicist bring?
I think with a lot of sites like Fiverr now, the power of Instagram or whatever, there's a lot of independent publicists that have a lot of connections to like Vibe magazine, Spin magazine, you know, a lot of like the culture heavy, especially like rap and R&B outlets or whatever. I think now more than ever, press is more accessible to a lot of people. It's just costly. I think to bring a publicist like on board and really keep them on retainer or whatever, you need to have quite a bit of earned media already. Like people should
That's Rex.
Like like people should already be talking about you, and you getting press shouldn't be something you seek. It should be how to leverage the current press I have to get onto bigger platforms. But I don't think there's any harm in working with an independent, you know, publicist and having them write something up, post an article for like $500 a pop on different sites or whatever. It's expensive depending on what outlets you want to be on, but I don't see a problem with that. But I mean, I like to focus on earned media. I don't like to try to pay for something I feel like I would like this to come organically. Like somebody say, I want to know them.
Got you. That's great advice. I haven't heard that before. Yeah. So I guess when you're working with a publicist, I guess, how does that relationship usually work? Usually, are they just constantly, hey, do you want to be on this? Are you asking them for things? Like how did that work for you, I guess?
In my case, they would shoot me opportunities like, yo, I got an opportunity if you want to be in a write-up within this magazine, like let's say Yahoo Entertainment, or like what I would get a lot is like write-ups in a lot of hip-hop or rap-focused magazines. And that's not really the image I'm trying to go for too much anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
I definitely want to be much more in the electronic scene. So like if there's like write-ups or press opportunities there, I'm definitely going to take it. But a lot of the publicists I've worked with, it's just been a lot of rap centric like outlets, and I'm not trying to do that. And then ultimately, I haven't had the best working relationship with a lot of them. I feel like a lot of them just BS me a lot. It wasn't the best quality of work, you know, especially if I'm paying you racks to do this. Like I expect like you need to be on your P's and Q's. Yeah. You feel me? So I mean, like I said, most of the times they'll throw you opportunities. They'll say, yo, we found this, we think this would be good. You know, you want to engage this? Yes or no? Simple as that.
Got you. You mentioned in the last episode as well, influencer marketing and the importance of that, but we also didn't really talk about that too much. Is there anything that you learned about working with influencers to market your songs?
It's powerful.
Yeah.
It's powerful. I got a song, I got a new house song coming out in like the latter half of February that I hired this choreographer on TikTok. Dude got like 800,000 followers. He like made a whole dance. He's trying to make a whole trend out of it. It's powerful. But again, you have to really look at the audience these influencers serve, and if they're gonna talk about it, if they're gonna actually care about this content, because don't just hire an influencer because you got content and they want to blast it. Like really think about, okay, if this influencer posts this content, is it gonna also resonate with their audience? Because ultimately what you want to do is utilize this influencer to convert their followers to stream listeners, to followers, to people that sign up for your email list or whatever the case is. So it's extremely powerful, but like with anything in marketing, you got to do your research into whatever you're getting into, especially if you spending bread. And influencer marketing is not cheap. It's not cheap, especially if you're going for the bigger ones. Not cheap at all.
Yo, is there like, what would you say? I don't even know if there's an answer to this, but what would you say is the single best method of marketing?
Music, or just
no
like marketing music.
All right, so for example,
like marketing what?
Any product. Yeah. Music is a product. Any product.
I don't know that it's a single answer. I think there are various parts of marketing. If we're talking about music, I mean, I think it should be a combination of definitely email marketing. I think social media marketing should be self-explanatory. Like you have to do that nowadays. I think influencer marketing should play a little bit of again, it depends on the goals of the campaign, because a tier 1 artist is gonna create a different strategy and campaign versus an artist that's on the ground coming up. You know what I mean? The great thing about TikTok and a lot of these discovery platforms now is that you really could have such a minimal marketing budget and bank on crazy exposure. and just have somebody that knows the algorithm. You make good, engaging content, keeping people actually watching that shit, and it just blows up organically. That's the glory of TikTok. But also, what I found in doing that is a lot of the times TikTok followers, Instagram followers don't actually translate to fans at your shows. They don't translate to people actually coming to see you, or even people streaming a song. Because again, like with the rise of discovery platforms, attention spans they're not sticking. You know what I mean? So people see you and you go on the next day. That's also to your earlier question why I've gotten so serious about my posting cadence and what I'm uploading, because I do want to make sure that the algorithm continuously sees me. It sees when I'm posting. It knows that I'm gonna throw a little bit of paid ad money, and I want to boost my engagement, whatever.
You think that the algorithm notices that like you consistently put money into it? I guess I never really thought about that. Yeah, so it might give you a boost to incentivize you to post more. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh yeah. Let me.
IG's trying to get paid.
Yeah.
Yo. Let me
think about that before.
Let me tell you something. I get paid like clockwork every month from Meta because they'll pay you for your reels. So once
we don't have the bonuses.
Yo, let me tell you, when you start posting reels a lot, their IG's gonna hit you up and they'll be like, yo, we're noticing you as a creator. We're gonna give you a bonus called Reels Play. And basically what they'll tell you is like you could, for a certain amount or a certain period of time, like let's say, what's today, the 29th or whatever. Let's say from the end of January till February 31st, you can post X amount of reels and we'll give you up to $1,200 max. And every month, like clockwork, I'm posting reels. I'm trying to boost my engagement. That shit literally pays some of my bills.
Wow.
Itself.
If we had that option, we would make the 1,200 every time.
Y'all would easily hit that.
Yeah,
wow. Easily hit that.
It's so random. Like IG just gets it randomly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, I didn't know that.
They paying like, yo, romanticize your life, romanticize whatever activities you doing, do the get ready with me videos, do the podcast, like throw any type of content, because Meta is paying to keep you on these platforms and keep people coming back. And that's free money on the table. And if I got anything to say about it, I'm going to take some of that. So,
yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, we were on the topic of marketing before. You said email marketing is a must. And I guess for a lot of artists, they don't see the value in it anymore. And they don't really even know what to put in there. So do you have any suggestions for making email marketings work as a creative?
I think one point that you said that's really important, you got to know what you're going to put in your email first. Don't just send me an email that's something you could have sent in like a text. Like you said, those open rates message for a text probably insane, because if it's a short blip like, yo, catch me here on this date at this time, I like that could be a text. Like if you send out an email, it should be for, in my opinion, a song release, some promo, upcoming events, like some news that's relevant to your group and why they should care. Because you wanna ideally associate the thinking that, okay, when I get this email from Sony, when I get this email from X, Y, and Z, they're not gonna only give me upcoming events, but they're gonna give me anything going on around that artist. So don't just set up an email list and send out marketing just to tell them, yo, I'm gonna be playing at I'm gonna be, I don't know, rapping somewhere, a hole in the wall on this date for no, that could be like, that could be a personable text to somebody, or people you really want to come out to your show, DM them on Instagram. Yo, I'm performing X, Y, and Z at this time. I would really love if you come out. You know what I mean? If you want to support and buy a ticket, that helps too, but I would really love to see you there. Yeah. That's what I feel is much more powerful than just making or sending out an email with like,
just feel like they're on a list.
Don't do that.
Especially like if you're sending shows for something in LA, or you're sending like a blast for something that's in LA, and like the
have your list
in New York.
Yeah,
like, why are you even so then they're probably gonna be less likely to open the next one.
And that gets into like a whole different like topic of like email segmentation and all that. That's like way deep in marketing.
Yeah, it gets
like
deep.
Yo, people sleep on the just cold DMing people. That's how I started. I built my first relationships doing that. Yeah. And this,
You know what it is? Because I feel like it's the pride. It's the pride that I feel I feel like it's the pride.
To me, in my opinion, I feel like it's just people just don't want to do it.
The cold DMs, the most valuable cold DMs come from you showing genuine love. Or whatever.
Yeah, but it takes time to go find people, to go find something. Unless you're just copying and pasting the same shit. Yeah. To actually listen to their shit, comment on it.
Yeah.
Like all that takes time. I feel like people just don't want to do
People
it.
take
I think
time to
pride
do
is
that.
a factor as
That-
well, too.
the-
People don't want to be the first one to reach out.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I definitely hear your point about the time. Like that's a lot. That's what stopped me a lot of the times from a lot of like opportunities via social media because it's the time commitment you got to do, like digging through that shit.
Yeah.
Actually making sure you write something that's unique to them and like it's actually gonna resonate. But outside of that, it's like that's a huge level of vulnerability as an artist when you say, look, I really mess with your shit. I would love your help. I would love your support. And you potentially not get a response back. You potentially not hear back from them.
Yeah.
Like,
So
damn, I feel stupid now.
yeah, like I like me, I do not care, bro. I will DM you for anything, bro. Like can you help me, bro? Like again, you got to play the game. Like I could go far on my own. I can go further with a team. It's no point in my pride holding me back from reaching out from somebody, showing somebody love. Because guess what? That person could help me break the ceiling that I'm at and pull me somewhere further. You never know who someone's going to be tomorrow. You never know. So just be genuine with everybody. And like, if you see somebody you want to show love to, show love. If you feel like this person can help you and you can help them and it's a mutually beneficial relationship, get in contact with them. Like it's
I agree.
For sure. I mean, I wanted to talk to you about just you starting businesses and especially the record labels a little bit. Because I want to talk about a lot of artists or just people in the industry want to start a label, but like I don't, what really goes into starting a label for you? Or just what should go into it? What are some things you should think about?
I think with starting any sort of venture, in this case a record label, one, I think you should look at your own internal resources and say, do you have the time to actually treat this like a real business? Do you have the time to keep up with it? Do you have the time to manage the accounting of it, manage the marketing? Again, you want to minimize what you're spending someone else to do this stuff and, figure out if you could do it yourself. Once you get those basic, can I do this out the way? Then it's finding the people in your corner. In the case of minor electronic music labels, I have to find a distributor. For my first label, I had to search for that distributor, and I had to pitch to them, why this label would be a potential success, what I'm going to sign to it, the artists I have in mind, and they had to buy into it. Once I had legitimacy with my first label, the second distributor that came to me for my second label, they was like, "Yo, we want you to have a label under our distribution." I didn't even want a second label, but they came to me and they was like, yo, we distribute X, Y, and Z. We've been seeing the traction you've been having, especially you as an independent artist. Start a new label under us. That has been the most fruitful thing that was crazy. Like my first year having that label, like we had a great year last year. Our first release hit the top 100 on Beatport, like it's like a crazy first release. Wow, it hit the top 100. I think it peaked. I forgot what it peaked at, but it was like top 20 or whatever.
For real.
It got a lot of accolades. Bro. Like it's thank you, man. It's been good, man. But a lot goes into it, like any business, man. You got to make sure you have the resources to keep up with it and properly promote it. Because I mean, we see businesses all the time, record labels, merchandise companies, different other creative ventures just fall to the wayside because people don't have the time to keep up with it.
Yeah. Facts. So what goes into upkeeping a label? I know you said promoting it, so I guess a lot of social media work.
A lot of social media work. You got to find demos for your label, at least in the electronics scene. Well, I mean, this is all across, but you got to find demos. You got to find people that actually want to be on the label, or you got to make enough music yourself to put on the label. So, I mean, as far as house music, if I can't find anybody, I could always release my stuff under my label.
Okay, yeah.
I don't want to particularly release only under my label. I would like to have my stuff signed out of a couple different more countries or whatever. But you have to search for people that want to sign under your label, and it has to be good shit.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of discovery that goes into having a label. On top of, like I said, you have a lot of accounting work that goes into your label because streaming still pays. When people buy tracks from house music platforms such as TrackSource and Beatport, that still pays. You still got to pay out those artists. You got to write contracts.
The accounting part is huge. I mean, that'll
mess you up quick.
Fucking time, bro. Look, like my work as a lawyer right now, I'm just realizing how complicated this accounting can be, and I don't know how independents do it. I don't know the whole record.
I downloaded QuickBooks.
Look, Iris don't play about her money. Yeah, Iris don't play about her money. She gonna get that money, so you better make sure you got your ducks in order.
Yeah. So when you find an artist that you like how do you approach sort of negotiating for their IP and or just talking, how do you approach onboarding somebody new?
I'll usually hit them. I'll be like, yo, I like your song, or I like your stuff. Like, do you have any, tracks you're currently working on that you would want to have signed? Have you ever thought about signing your tracks to a label? Let's say they're thinking about it. They're like, oh, can you tell me more? I'll usually tell them like, okay, here's how it's going to go down. I signed to the label. It's 50-50. We'll own part of it as far as, making sure that we can own, we have a license for it. You'll still hold 50% of it. We'll give you, whatever your profits for it. We'll split it. And we'll decide on a time frame to hold that for. But worst case,
hold the license for?
Yeah, but usually I don't like to hold it for more than like a year or so.
Oh, yeah?
I focus on putting the power back in artists' hands.
Uh-huh.
You feel what I mean? Like, there's nothing more powerful than owning your own shit.
Yeah.
Ownership is power. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, but again, I don't look to make money off of the label like that.
No?
Like.
So, what do you look for from it?
I think I just get joy from helping put other people on. Like, there's not money in streaming like that to begin with.
Yeah.
Unless you getting streams, you're not making no money like that.
Yeah. So I think your label, you only sign songs, right? Are there any artists or?
Nah. Yeah, you sign an artist, you big.
Yeah.
So I don't want to sign artists, but for me, it's like I only started a label because my first song I submitted to another label, they declined me like mad rude. It was like, yo, this shit is ass, bro.
Yeah.
Like, just stop producing. And I don't like the word no. Let me rephrase. Because that sounds crazy. I don't like the word. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Okay, you know what I mean.
Encore Podcast does not condone we do condone no means no. We you feel that? But in business, nah, fuck that.
So, like, I don't like the word no. So the only reason I started a record label was because I got told no, and I'm like, okay, I don't need you to do what I want to do. I'm gonna do it myself.
Yeah.
So I started the label on my own.
You can do that in relationships too.
You can do that shit. Look. I'm talking in the context of labels right now. Look, you ain't gonna get me caught up. So I'm just saying that's why I started the label. And now what I get out of joy, or what I get out of that label, is like telling my homies or telling people like, yo, I can give you this opportunity to get your stuff signed, add some legitimacy to your catalog or whatever the case may be. You can only get on Beatport and Traxsource by having your stuff signed. I think DistroKid is now allowing you to get on there, but honestly, if I go on there and I see the label you released under is DistroKid, that really does not add any legitimacy.
Yeah, it says that? Okay, yeah.
It literally will say DistroKid.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know. To me, it doesn't. Like, that's a label heavy.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit on the last pod. I was very interested because you kept you said Beatport, right? Like, and you talked about how house music, there's another platform that's very big for house and electronic music that, like, that's not, you don't really see hip hop songs on there like that.
Oh yeah, Traxsource too. Yeah, those are like the two. You don't.
Yeah,
you're not gonna see no Lil Baby on.
Yeah,
like,
okay, yeah. It's only a certain type of music. So
it's only.
So you were wondering what we're talking about beats.
Yeah.
But hey.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yes,
all right, so we got our jar of deep-ass questions, all things related to life, the music industry, and everything in between. So we're going to pull two out.
We might. I'll laugh if we pull the same questions you got last time.
Oh, yeah.
Shit. There you go. I got 3. I'll put this one back.
Let's start us.
I'll start it off. I think you answered this one. I think you did.
I think you did.
Don't get me in trouble.
All right. Did you get this one last time? What does the music industry need more of?
I don't think I did.
Okay, what do you think? I'm gonna expand it just in yes or not in the music industry. What do you think the music industry needs more of?
I think the music industry needs more genuine people. I know that sounds basic. I know we said it a million times, but I think at its root, that's what's going to take you the furthest. In terms of DJing, I hear people all the time, yo, how you getting these gigs? How you booking these things left to right? How you stay busy? Nigga, I'm nice to people. I'm nice. I'm nice. I'm personable. Like I have good energy. On my Instagram, you can see I'm always dancing, I'm always moving, I'm always smiling. You know what I'm saying? I take interest in other people's lives. I take interest in their passions, what they're doing. And I not only look to get something, let me rephrase. I don't look to get something out of it. I look to say, how can I support you in getting you to the next level? And in turn, when you show that support, people just want to help you because they're like, yo, you don't have to show me support. You don't have to do this, but you doing it off the strength of you just want to do it. And that means a lot to people. So I think if we have much more genuine support within the community, and instead of operating like a community, we operate as an ecosystem, that would really help the music industry, especially the DJ scene. Like DJ Miss Milan, she was talking about it today, how like a lot of the older DJs who claim themselves as real DJs really don't be embracing the new younger DJs or really helping them or providing them mentorship. Granted, a lot of young DJs now, they aren't necessarily the best with taking criticism and things like that. There's still a way to recognize where your advice needs to stop, and you just embrace them for who they are and uplift them where you can. And I don't know.
That's major.
Yeah,
I fuck with that.
Yeah, like, I don't know. We just need more genuine support.
Yes.
Sure. That's actually a 2-part question, though. What do you think needs to stop in the music industry?
I can't say fake shit because that's just gonna be the same thing.
I love that answer though. Being genuine, and you broke it down into a way that's very actionable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so, yeah, for sure.
Appreciate that. What needs to stop? Perpetrating, and showing what you got. Like, according to this camera, I got $10 in my bank account, and I used 8 of it to get here. So I'm broke. According to this, I'm broke. Like, don't like.
You know what, bro? Shit be real.
Yo, because you know what? Like I said earlier, everybody's not in your corner. Everybody don't want to see you succeed or whatever. And you gotta be mindful of that. Like, stop. If you really not living this life, if you really not out here in these streets, if you not really out here driving these cars, you renting these chains, you feel me? Like, you flossing all that, and you living in your mama's house, ain't nothing wrong with living in your mama's house. But if you perpetrating like you really about that life, and that's gotta stop, because at the end of the day, and I see this across so many artists, DJs, all that, when you take off the chains, when you take off the designer, when you not in the club, who are you? When I step away from DJing, I'm Myron. Don't call me Boulevard. You know me as Myron. Who am I? I'm a goofy ass nigga that smokes weed and works out. And I work on my cars. That's it. And if you get to know me, you just know, like, that's real. Like, I don't know. I'm not with the whole perpetrating, like, and you see that so much. You meet these artists, you meet these DJs, and they talk, oh yeah, you know, I'll just be out here, fucking bitches, all that. And you get them alone, and you talk to them on the side, and they be mad corny too.
Yeah,
like mad corny, like that's the real you, bro. Real, like, you a corny dude, but you a cool corny dude. You like me, I'm a corny dude too, but that's the real you. Like, just be real, like, who you are. So, yeah, perpetrating got to stop.
Yeah,
I respect that.
Hell yeah,
that's a good answer.
I love that. Going off that a little bit, when is it time to cut someone off?
That's a hard question.
Mm-hmm.
Damn,
it is for all of us.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a definitive, like, this is where I got to cut somebody off.
Yeah.
But I feel like when I feel like you're becoming a stressor in my life, you have to go. If I feel like every time I enter a conversation with you, or I even think of entering any sort of engagement with you, the thought behind it comes, damn, do I really want to engage with this person today?
Yeah. Your cortisol spikes.
That's when it's time for you to go. Because it's like, if I should want to enter every conversation with you and feel like this is gonna be a good one. I'm gonna learn something from this person, or I'm gonna enjoy speaking with this person, or we're gonna have a good time. But if that's met with back and forth, just arguments, just and this goes across relationships in and outside of the creative industry, on a personal level, all that. If that person is feeling like a stressor to your life, or is pulling you away from your creative endeavors, you got to let that person go. Like, Kid talks a lot about this. Like, there was one episode he was talking about, if you really trying to build your kingdom and all that, you're not trying to sacrifice that on a relationship. You know what I mean? You go mess with who you want to mess with, but You feel me? You don't let somebody else, tear down what you building, yo. Like,
Nah, it's so real.
For sure.
It's so real.
Sure.
It's so real.
Yeah,
I couldn't have said that better.
He be talking that
Definitely.
shit.
He be talking that shit.
he be
Shout
talking
out,
that
shout out
shit.
Kid Works. Shout out Kid Works. Yo, people think he fakes it for the camera. I tell people, yo, he's even more wild in person.
No, yo, it's crazy. In the gym,
Yeah.
he'll be talking loud as hell the same thing. I'll be like, bro, you really passionate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like,
Yeah.
he'll I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah. All right, yo, check it out. Here's a fun one. If you could snap your fingers and master any skill, what would it be?
If I could snap my fingers and master any skill. That's a hard one. Damn, these some good questions. Who wrote these questions?
We both did.
Yeah. Collaborate on them.
If I could snap my probably effective communication.
I actually think I that might be my top one. Being able
Last
to
guy said speak any language, which is a form of that, I guess.
I get.
I mean, well,
I guess like being able to know exactly how to speak, the tonality to use, the body language to use.
There's so much power in actively listening to what somebody says and being able to not only reiterate what they said to make sure you understood it correctly, but then effectively communicate a response, regarding your tone, what you actually want to say, making sure, they're going to actually understand what you're saying. Like, you're not speaking at a level that's above their head. Not to say their intelligence level or anything, but meeting them where they are. There's so much power in that. And it's something I'm continuing to work on, but over the last year, I've taken so much, invested so much time into, because like I said, it's so much power in just being able to meet someone where they are, effectively communicate that, and then seeing that a lot of the conversations could be so short, sweet, and quick if people just know what the hell they want to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, when I don't know what I want to say, I'll say like, yo, I need some time to gather myself and think about what I want to say. It don't got to be bad. Like, I'm not about to cuss you out. I just need to think about what I want to say before I say it, so I don't mistake anything, or I don't misconstrue anything. And I think that's okay. But effective communication that's top for me.
That's a great one.
Yeah, that's something I need to
one.
practice. What you just said right now, like, instead of just if where something's gaining a little bit of confrontation, instead of just forcing myself to know what I think at that moment, just take a moment to the side, think about it for a second, think about how you want to say it.
I don't think there's anything, in most cases, I don't think there's anything that can't be just talked over or talked about.
I agree. I agree so much.
Yeah.
Especially like when it comes to like a lot of like right now gun violence, especially in the Black community, violence in general, but especially in the Black community. We got rappers dying left and right over bullshit. We got other people or prominents within our community just dying over bullshit. Like, niggas will shoot you, niggas will kill you, niggas will do for a chain around your neck. They're not even gonna sell. They gonna wear that bitch.
Yeah.
They do it for $200 in your wallet. Like, it ain't nothing that we can't talk about and shell out. Like,
For a fact.
fighting is so ugly.
Yeah.
Why I'm gonna fight you? I got shit to lose. What do I want to fight you for?
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
I agree 1,000,000%. It's tough, but I agree.
Yeah. Is it my turn or your turn?
You got the last one.
Oh, I got the last one. All right, last question of the night, my bro. It's also a 2-part question. So, what's your favorite part about your career in music?
Let's say DJing.
DJing.
Just take
DJing.
one.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what
and
you
what's
would
your
say.
least favorite?
That's what you would say you push the most, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Favorite part of your career as a DJ and least favorite part of your career as a DJ.
Favorite part, I think it's changed over the years. Right now, it's meeting new people and using DJing to travel the world more. Like, last year was the first time I went out of the country.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Like, last year,
Brazil. That's where you're at.
this year, that's supposed to be this year.
That's this year. That's coming up. Okay.
Last year, I played in Ireland. And that was like, it didn't hit me till after I left. I was like, I was just really in Ireland DJing.
Yeah.
Like, what I started in my bedroom, like 2 a.m. just playing on this little small board, has now taken me to Ireland.
Yes.
And then I even look at this year, and I'm supposed to be going to Brazil, Mexico, Amsterdam, and possibly some more places. And it's like, meeting new people in those places, connecting with people in those places, and using that, just the power of music to travel the world and make people happy. Like, that's by far my favorite part. And that's why I don't ever think I'll lose that flame from DJing.
Wow.
Inversely, the least, I don't know if there's a part of DJing I like the least. Dealing with clients that really just don't see people that don't see your value.
Yeah.
I don't really operate in those circles too much, but it's always someone that's just not gonna see your value. Whether it's a client that don't want to pay your rates or they think you charging too much, whether it's somebody that thinks you full of yourself because you posting X, Y, and Z or you talking your shit.
That's them projecting.
Yep.
Yeah, like it's like I don't got time for that. Like it's so much on this table for all of us to eat. It's no reason for us to be like like we could really just all eat at this table.
For sure. I agree. It's not people coming up to you saying, "Yo, can you play Controller by Drake?"
Like, nah, because you know what? I don't even take requests no more. I just look at them. Because it's like, look, I've moved from being hired to DJ to set a vibe to now people just hire me because they know I'm gonna bring it. Like they just fully trust me and they know they good with me.
Yeah.
You feel me? So requests, like I don't really play in venues where I get requests like that anymore. But I mean, all the venues now I really work with, they will tell me, yo, don't take requests. Just do you.
Oh, dope. Yeah, yes. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about that much.
I feel for a lot of DJs that still got to deal with those requests. I really do.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It fucks up the whole cycle and everything.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
This is a great episode, bro. So glad that you came out for a second one.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Which one you think was better? You think the first one was better or this one was better?
I think I don't want to place the term better on it. I think just different in their own ways. This one was a lot more analytical about like how you go about things, which I appreciate. So I think certain people would like the other one more, and some will like this one more.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it for sure. Yeah,
this was a good one, man. Like I said, I was really excited to come back on here. I remember I hit y'all like a month or two ago. I was like, yo, I see y'all are growing. Like whenever y'all got free time, I would love to come and join y'all again.
Yeah.
This was great, man. Like I said, I love seeing y'all success. I want to see y'all hit 20K by the end of this year. You feel me?
It's gonna be higher than that.
See, that's what I want to hear.
If we stay at a rate that we're climbing, then
sure. Like I want to see y'all hit that shit this year. I want to see y'all keep going. I want y'all to put on for not only New York, but I want y'all to put on for the Hudson Valley.
Yeah,
you feel me? Like there's so many people flocking to Westchester right now. There's so many people flocking to Hudson Valley from different areas from NYC. We putting on for our creative communities. We putting on for Terrytown, for Yonkers, for the Bronx, for Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, White Plains. And then we talking the other communities, Beacon, Albany, Newburgh. They should know y'all if they don't already as a household name.
Yeah.
So I just want y'all to keep going. I know y'all gonna keep going. I know y'all gonna do great things.
Thank you so much, bro.
Like y'all.
Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, it is very clear. Like I knew you were talented. I knew you had a business acumen. But like after this episode, I know you about to really, really, really do some shit. Like for sure. Like I knew that about you, but now I understand how calculated everything with you is. So
by 2020, by 2024. Yeah, we in 2023 right now. By 2024, we gonna have another conversation. Yeah, and we both gonna do some reflecting and be like, "Yo, look at the shit we did this year."
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, this is dope. It's dope to be able to reflect with you.
Yes, sir. Could you tell the people where to find you on social media?
You can find me on all social media channels at BY DJ Boulevard BLVD. That's BY DJ Boulevard BLVD.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yo, Encore Pod, appreciate you watching. I know you laughed. I know you enjoyed it. So subscribe, tap in with us, tap in with Mr. Boulevard. Have some amazing shit on the way. And I think this is like episode like 65 or some shit. Something like that. We've done a lot of episodes. So just want to say also, I appreciate y'all for inspiring me to even want to keep doing this. Yeah. And we'll be back soon with another dope episode.
Yes, sir.
So, we out. Bow.
Oh, that was dope.
Yo.